All right, today we're going to talk about the adaptive immune system. Your adaptive immunity must be acquired by interacting with pathogens. Basically, that means you get sick now so you don't get sick later, or you get less sick later. This is the same concept for a vaccine. You get introduced to a vaccine now so that you don't get as sick later. The adaptive immune system fights in your whole body, not just in a specific site. The innate is site-specific. The adaptive immune system is entire body, systemic, if you will. And the adaptive immune system is really broken up into two branches. You have your humoral adaptive immune system and your cell-mediated adaptive immune system. Remember, at any point in time, you can pause this video if you need to slow down and catch up. Your humoral immunity patrols your body's humors. Those are, humors is a not often used term now for your body's fluids, so blood and lymph. So here we have a B lymphocyte. And those are antibodies attached to the outside of the B lymphocyte. And they are specifically shaped to interact with viral or bacterial antigens that are on the surfaces of those particular pathogens. When a B lymphocyte encounters a pathogen whose antigens match its antibodies, it divides and differentiates. So divides means it makes many copies of itself. Differentiate means it changes into a different type of cell. And B lymphocytes will differentiate into memory B cells and into effector B cells. Memory B cells live 60 plus years. And a memory B cell helps your body respond to the same pathogen faster the next time you are exposed to that pathogen. So each subsequent time, your body responds faster, so you are less sick, maybe not even sick at all, the next time you encounter that pathogen. So with the case of COVID, when you get the coronavirus, your body recognizes the COVID proteins. It creates memory cells, and it creates effector cells. The memory cells will make it so that your body fights COVID better the next time, so you get less sick or not sick at all the next time you are exposed to COVID. Effector cells flood the body and lymph with 2,000 antibodies per second for 45 days. That's each cell. So you are putting out billions of antibodies into your lymph and blood in the matter of days. They're highly effective. To remind you of what antibodies do, if you think back to our blood typing lab, antibodies will bind to a particular antigen that they recognize and make those antigens group together in what's called agglutination. Then it's easier for a macrophage or dendritic cell to come along and eat those grouped together viruses or bacteria. So that is the humoral side of the adaptive immune system. The other half of the adaptive immune system is the cell-mediated. Humoral is for when the viruses and bacteria are floating around in your fluids. Cell-mediated is when they actually infect your cells. So, cell-mediated response activates when pathogens enter your cells where antibodies can't reach them. T cells cause inflammation, activate macrophages, engage other T cells, and regulate the immune response. They have a really big job. That is why someone who has AIDS and has their T cells destroyed by the HIV virus, their immunity suffers greatly because T cells are so important in both the sides of the adaptive immune system, because T cells actually play a role in getting B lymphocytes, B cells, activated. Macrophage and dendritic cells are called professional antigen-presenting cells. They teach the T cells what is going on in the body and stimulate the T cells to become activated. So we've got a little drawing here. Here's a bacteria. Those little red markings are the bacterial antigens that your body needs to recognize in order to fight it. And here is a big hungry macrophage with its little MHC class 1 proteins that are green along the outside of its body. MHC class 2, excuse me. Here's your macrophage, big eater. The macrophage will eat that little bacteria, and then the macrophage will display the bacterial proteins on the ends of its MHC class 1 proteins. We're going to go to a new page to show you how that teaches T cells. So here we go. So here's our macrophage presenting the viral antigens to a T cell. Once that T cell binds to that macrophage and identifies those proteins, the T cell differentiates to a memory T cell, and an effector T cell. Memory T cells, just like memory B cells, remember the pathogen to make the immune response faster next time. Effector T cells release cytokines that do a couple things. They excite other T cells to differentiate into memory T cells and to effector T cells, but they also tell them to differentiate into cytotoxic T cells. Cytotoxic T cells are basically harbingers of death. Their only job is to kill every infected cell they come in contact with. So they are just moving around trying to find any cell that is affected with this bacteria or virus, and they will kill that cell instantly. They kill our own cells using apoptosis. So that's programmed cell death. They'll poke them with a little enzyme, and those cells will leak out and die. Those cytokines that excite T cells to differentiate and divide also activate B cells, which allow our humoral response to happen. So these T cells are really important in both the cell-mediated and humoral response of our adaptive immune system. Then, effector T cells, after a while, will be converted to regulatory T cells. Regulatory T cells release chemicals that stop cytotoxic T cells, which prevent autoimmune disorders. Because if the cytotoxic T cells kill all of the bacteria, then all they're left with is our own healthy cells. If they kill all the affected cells, then they're just left with our healthy cells, and they will start killing our own healthy cells. And that is where you become autoimmune. You become immune, or your immune system starts to kill yourself. Auto means self. So those regulatory T cells are really important in stopping that immune response. Hopefully this helps. If you have any questions, ask away.